Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. It's been a long week. What have you
Nice.
been up to? Oh, look at you. New hair.
My hair is always new, girl. Thank you,
I
Siobhan
tell
Peach.
you.
You guys check out Siobhan Peach on Instagram. That's Chevonn Peach on Instagram. Amazing. She did a wig for
Siobhan
me, girl.
Peach.
The wig looks just like my hair. Isn't that good? I put away my hair for a while.
Put away in here for a while. the things
Anyways,
the
we
things
might
out of
want to
the
introduce
way.
ourselves here for those who are new to our podcast.
Okay.
You're leading today,
Hello.
girl. You're leading everything today. I'm
I'm
just gonna
on.
sit
I'm
back and
on.
listen. Yeah.
So hello YouTube land and welcome to Hot Tea with Pleasure. I hope everyone had a great week and they're ready for rest, relaxation, and whatever you do on weekends that makes you feel good.
What's your name, girl?
I am I am Teresa today and every day,
Every
Hillary.
day.
And joining me again in the summertime is
I'm Hillary in Ontario, Canada. Teresa is all the way in Barbados.
I am. We both are so glad to have you. We are happy you are tuning in each Saturday to our podcast. And my phone is going off, so let me just lower that.
It's okay. We always
Okay.
keeping it raw and real, girl.
Okay, before we go any further into our podcast, I will let Hillary give you our disclaimer.
We didn't
Over to
write
you,
these damn
Hillary.
things. No, I'm joking. We are
You gotta
not
give it out there.
we are not responsible for the information that is coming out of our mouths when it comes to reading these articles. They are the professionals of that particular situationship and not us. But we do, we're both in the industry of, well, Teresa's in the industry of massage and therapy as well as production supplier. She's a supplier of raw natural products all the way from Barbados. You got to check it out, Risa Nicole. And I am a motivational speaker and life coach. So you might hear me get a little bit more in depth when I don't agree with
Mhm.
something. There's our disclaimer.
And she can move things for you, so don't forget that.
Yes, that's right. Freight moving,
Mover,
baby.
the trucker.
Truckers.
So now today our episode is entanglement. And let me just open up my screen a bit more. Yes, our episode today is entanglement. Now, when we talk about relationships, you and your partner are committed. You both are equal and on the same page, moving in the same direction, and the energy between you two are balanced. So when you hear the word or you use the word entanglement, it is usually referring to an extramarital affair or a relationship that involves,
Situational
sorry to
ships.
say, cheating on your romantic partner.
Complicated.
Let me just yes, it will be complicated.
You know, on Facebook, you see
Complicated
the Facebook they go single. What is it? Married, single, or no, in a
or
relationship, or are
complicated.
complicated. We're talking about the complicated
Mm-hmm.
situationships. Go on.
So I guess a lot of people will be familiar with the word entanglement when how we tend to follow celebrities and stuff. So there are situations where we had what I've seen that in recent times and even before like 5, 10 years ago. So it's nothing new. It has been happening out there before the last 2, 3 years. Okay.
All the way back
But let
to
me just
James
mention
Dean, girl.
there are different types. There are different types of entanglement. There's romantic entanglement, there's sexual entanglement, and entanglements can be a professional side, like your career. So we are going to talk about the sexual, the more romantic. I guess the two of them tie in romantic, emotional, and entanglement. But I'm going to give you a skit, and this skit is from, like Hillary mentioned before, we are not professionals in this field. So we pull research, we do research, we pull information from others that are in this field.
I am a professional in that in this industry there.
The sexual entanglement, we pull
Yep.
information from there. And there was one skit that I found. I'll just read it out to you because it's short. It won't take up majority of our
When you say
broadcast.
skit, you mean scenarios?
A scenario, sorry, a scenario. Because skit, two of us will have to act it out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I know Hillary like her acting already. So the scenario.
Hey, I'm getting into it too,
Oh,
so
there
just letting you
you
know.
go. During, and I'll go. During the car ride home, just call him Brad.
Mhm.
Brad realized it's happening again. Obviously, Tracy, Tracy is again, Tracy is angry. She sits in the passenger seat, arms folded, staring deliberately away from him, once in a while making a big, frustrated sigh. He knows he's supposed to ask what is wrong, or what was wrong, rather, and that he has to. He dreads the build up and he pulls into the garage. And then he finally asks, or what they say, pull the trigger. Hey, everything is okay? She turns to him and he realizes his error. Oops, I should have
So
asked
wait a
that.
minute. If he turns to her, or she turns to him,
She
and
turns to
she
him.
turns to him, and he realizes the error,
That's
he
what
already doesn't know
it's
the
not
error,
me. That's
girl.
what the scenario is saying. She
He already
turns to
doesn't know the
him
area, girl.
with
He
the
already does.
true
Why people do
eye
that? But anyways, go on.
and he realizes his error.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I shouldn't have asked that. Or here we go. I guess that's
Mm.
going through his head. So, of course, there was no way he could, but that doesn't matter now because it's clear he's in for another evening of shouting, accusing, crying, and comforting that will leave him humiliated and drained.
Mm.
Brad's friends constantly say to him, why do you put up with this? His family also says to him, why does he put up with it?
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, there's a part of this roller coaster that's absolutely aesthetic. He hangs on, waiting for those times of intimacy and excitement to
Mm.
come. Lisa is an emotional, Tracy is an emotional speedboat,
So wait,
hurling through
so he waits.
storms.
So basically, you're saying that he gets quote unquote pleasure out of the
It seems that way.
oh.
They say, how they have this thing, fight, kiss, and makeup.
Mm-hmm.
The making up is better.
Mm-hmm.
But before it gets to that, I guess there's a process that they go through.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So they don't mind he doesn't mind the fighting and the arguing,
Okay,
the
he knows there's another
using
step.
and crying because he knows after that the maker is gonna be hot and steamy. So that's
Wow.
basically what the
He probably walk
scenario
around
is.
picking fights then, huh?
Mm. So it is saying in the scenario that Tracy is an emotional speedboat hurling through storms, and he's hanging on like a skier, dangling helplessly behind, just trying to
Mm.
keep above water. He feels exhausted and trapped.
Mm.
No, who won't
That
feel
can that
exhausted
can
and
come off
trapped
two
after
different
that?
ways though. That can come off of emotional entanglement can also could be domestic violence you're talking about too.
When I was reading it,
Because
I was
it
thinking
sounds
about
like
that as well.
yeah, because he's saying he feels trapped. That might be a situation where there's actually emotional abuse happening, where the person knows how to trigger you.
I think it's emotional abuse because for you
Yeah.
to stay in a relationship and not even putting a time to it to say once a month or once a week, but to
Mm-hmm.
stay in a relationship where you know it is gonna happen.
It's going to happen.
If that constantly at you,
Mm-hmm.
that's nerve wracking.
Yeah.
That is nerve wracking.
Mm-hmm.
And entanglements is not in are not only relationship, boyfriend to girlfriend, between partners, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
It's also with siblings.
Yeah. Any
It's
relationship.
also, yeah, with friends,
Mm-hmm.
parent and
Coworkers,
child. It can be.
bosses. They're all
Mm-hmm.
relationships. I don't think people realize that when the word relationship means some kind of familiarity between you and another person. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what a relationship is. It doesn't have to be a partner. It could be your boss. It's still a relationship. It's a
Mm-hmm.
business
It's
relationship.
the communication between you and somebody else.
Yeah.
It's,
Go on.
we're going to delve in on what is emotional entanglement.
Hmm.
Okay?
I had one of
So,
those, but okay.
emotional entanglement.
I had a long
Mhm.
13 years of it. Go on.
Emotional entanglement. Emotional entanglement tends to grow out of not knowing how
Hmm.
to take care of your own needs, dependent on other people or your other partner, your partner, you say,
Hmm.
not believing in your own your ability, or
Hmm.
not even knowing what they are.
Hmm.
Some choose a romantic relationship as a solution for insecurities. So you can see how emotional entanglement and romantic entanglement, how the two goes together.
Do you agree that every person goes into a partnership? I'm talking about relationship wise situation or relationship with a with an agenda. It
Mm-hmm.
could be any kind of agenda, but with an agenda. I don't think anyone. Do you think anyone just randomly chooses a partner, or they see something where they can benefit?
There's something that attracts you to the person.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that attracts you to the person.
Yeah.
Whether the person is, some people are attracted to the person because of the sportsmanship. They have like careers or like hobbies. You're attracted to the person through that, and
Mm-hmm.
then afterwards you learn that what the honest attraction here is the things that we do together, or hobbies or activities.
Yeah.
Otherwise than that, outside of that, there's nothing. And people can be also attracted to others because of, say, their ambition. They're
Mm-hmm.
ambitious,
You know
so
what I always say at my workshop is that you're in a relationship. You are in a relationship, or when you began the relationship, you based it on where you were right then, and
say
that's
that
why
again.
you based it on where you are in life
Oh, okay.
then, right? And that is why you have some situations where the person say, "I've outgrown you," or "I'm falling out of love with you," or they become uncomfortable, or just they don't know why they're in the relationship anymore because they've grown. So if
Mm-hmm.
you've grown, the reasoning for choosing that spouse or person at that time
It
is
is
no
no
longer
longer there.
there unless they're growing too. Now that's when it works. It works
Mm-hmm.
when both you guys are growing at the same rate and you can now understand each other differently and balance everything out. But if one partner is only growing and the other one is staying stagnant, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna hear, "Oh, I used to love
Mm-hmm.
him more. I don't know why I'm
And
in this
that
relationship." You
that
know.
tends to happen from a professional aspect. You can have two persons that went into, it doesn't have to be the same workplace.
Mhm.
Two persons that went into, sorry, two persons that started their career together,
Mhm.
and one person is satisfied to go to a certain level,
Right.
and then the other person decide, you know
Right.
what, I want more. And
You're
when they
right.
go for more,
Mhm.
things start happening. Then one, it takes up more time. If
Right.
you have a family,
Right.
it's going to take up more time, and one person is there with that family, and the other person is most of the time missing.
That's so true.
And
Mhm.
Mhm. And then the other thing too, like say if the other person is into sports,
Mhm.
and you are more outdoor type of person, and you decide that sometimes it can be the female,
Yeah.
because they maybe start having babies, and the guy is more the person that is more outdoor now, the one that more continues with his activity, and you are more at home dealing with the
That's if it's a yeah.
family
That's if it's a
and
husband
all
and
that.
wife situation. But with single mom
Mm-hmm.
or single dad, they might
Mm-hmm.
say, this works for me for my schedule, as you said, right? And then you'll have that friend where you both went in at the same, you both got hired at the same time and you both started at the
Mm-hmm.
same time. And as Teresa said, one person is like, I'm advancing, and then the other person's like, well, I'm not even going to apply. And the friend will get frustrated. The friend will be like, why don't you want to apply yourself? Why don't you want to do better for yourself? And it's not that, is that he is doing or she is doing better for themselves because that works for their schedule. As you said, having babies or whatever he might need to get home, so his wife or boyfriend or whatever might want to go to their job. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
And some
every
people have that mediocre
yeah,
kind of look on life.
yeah, every
Just
entanglement
do
have its
enough to
reason.
get through,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Yep. Yeah. Continue, Therese.
Okay, I
I
need to
call her
position the
Therese.
camera.
You can get to that
I
level
need to
yet.
position my camera so that I don't look like I'm naked.
When you see me do like this, it's because she looks naked.
Oh my goodness. No, no, we don't want anything falling out. Come on now.
Increase our ratings, Teresa. Increase our ratings. She's that good. You go, Teresa.
Okay, where was I? Okay.
Mm,
Entanglement happens when the boundaries in a relationship are blurred and the emotional well being of a person is dependent upon the other in a way that sacrifices psychological health
mm-hmm.
and uh, aut- autonomy. So, what makes these unhealthy relationships so confusing are the parts of the cycle where intense pleasure or exhilarating fulfillment occurs. This can create the illusion that leaves the unhealthy behind and would require forever neglecting or desire for the good stuff. Okay. So these enmeshed relationships can be between partners, friends, like we said before, partners, friends, siblings, parent, and child. So some of these things can be oh gosh, what's happening
Characteristics.
this
It's
morning?
okay.
Don't I are
It's all right.
characterized by happiness, contentment, and pleasure being contingent on the other person. Um,
Keeping it raw and real. My phone went off.
intense anxiety or inability to be happy when there's no access to or control over the other person, unequal partnership. Okay, my computer jumping all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Unequal partnership where the caretaker and the victim's role. Jealousy and panic could be another one. The other person is investing in the others. So that's what we were saying earlier. You got two persons who met at ground zero,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other person they say, you know what, we're gonna improve oneself, and the other person is more of the mediocre type of attitude,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, you know what, I'm comfortable here. I don't need to go and better do more studying. I don't want to change jobs. I don't want to climb the ladder. And the other person is
Mm-hmm.
moving on. Then you can see the entanglement, the separation starts there.
Yeah.
Using fights, meltdown, or the silent treatment to punish or to control the other person is like in the scenario we had earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If Brad, if Brad didn't ask Tracy anything, it would be a case that, he'd be getting the size and, the kind of the silent treatment. He'd be there just not saying anything. But then he'd say, you know what, you pull in the grass, let's stop, let me find out what's what. And then when he asked the question, it was like, battle the hell as how they say. And she then started with the arguing and saying this and saying that. So I guess that's what they call the meltdown. Everything just started up from there, start coming out and saying stuff. So this is unhealthy relationship. It is painful. It is exhausting. Believe me,
Mm.
it is
Hold
painful
on.
and
Repeat.
it is exhausted.
Yes. Very.
It's painful. Go on.
Very.
Oh, okay. you were saying something. It's painful and exhausting to
Exhausting.
those involved.
You're
And
gonna
not only
hashtag that
involved,
exhausting.
not only those involved, like the
Yeah.
two persons, but in
If your
family
community, people
situation,
around you,
children looking on,
anyone.
friends looking on or looking in.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, wait,
You know what happens,
what
right?
is
They
different
go,
about you?
don't
What is
invite
it?
him or her to the party because they're gonna argue.
Mm, that happens.
When you see
So
your invitations getting less and less, you know it's about you, right?
mm, it is unhealthy,
Hmm.
and I advise you seek help. You seek counseling,
Hmm.
and Hillary being a health coach, a life coach, she can point you in that direction.
I'm gonna keep it raw and real, like Teresa. I
She
do
with
not hold
that.
back. I'm sorry. You know me. I don't hold back when I'm doing life coaching with someone. I do not hold back.
Mm-mm.
I keep it raw and real, and I let them know exactly what's up. And if you want to change your life, I can help you. If you want to stay where you are, don't call me.
Right. So
Yeah.
any of our listeners, YouTube land, you
Hmm.
need a life coach, you can check Hillary. She can after the show we share her contacts and you
Yep.
can take it from there.
You
Mm-hmm.
can check me out. Send me
Because
an email, and we can hook up. I
mm-hmm,
do. I do virtual. I do a lot of virtual Zooming life coaching, because not only because of COVID, but sometimes my clients are in
it's
different countries
practical.
and stuff. I'm not gonna fly there. Sorry. Huh? I mean, I will fly there if you pay
I
for
was about
everything.
to say
If you pay
after
for everything, you'll put me up in the 5-star hotel. I'm joking.
so yeah.
Yeah,
But
go
also
on.
somehow it is what is it magnetic. You
Yeah.
tend to attract people,
Hmm.
attract that energy. And you will lose persons for that as well. But somehow it's like say you're in the supermarket aisle or you're sitting in your car
Hmm.
waiting and you're all these different things are going through your head and then you see a situation in your view where someone is arguing and all that and you're so in tune with that negative energy,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're a busybody, you're listening. Because that is a magnetic, that's a magnet there. That's the thing that draws you to that. So
Yeah.
when you find yourself in unhealthy relationships, it I can say it is hard, but it is also you can also see that things of that nature attracts you.
Yeah.
And when that is happening, you need to take a step back and say, hey, I need help.
Hmm.
I need to find a way to get away from this. If not, if it's a case that it's a family situation where you have children, you can't be away from
Hmm.
the family, take time out. If there are things in your home that remind you of stuff,
Hmm.
remove them. Okay? So
Yeah.
create that happy space, basically. Create that happy
Find
space.
your passion and purpose. That's like I think, and I'll go back to a couple of our other shows where I mentioned this, is when you have a purpose or you know your purpose, you tend to be a little bit more satisfied and be able to identify certain things that are happening in your life to you or around you. But when you don't know your purpose, or believing your passion or accept your passion, that's when all these little clever things come in and creates all these situationships, aka entanglements, aka
Situationships.
yeah, it's complicated, aka what you allow. So uh, I think that's one of the things that we have to keep in our back of our minds and the front of our locals, is that you have to realize that it starts with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to realize that, and stop allowing certain things to happen in your life. And when I say the word allow, I'm not saying that you allow anyone to abuse you or to take you for granted or whatever, but it is the aftermath, as What do I do when that person says something to me? Do I just stay quiet? Do I not express myself? And I'm not going to say to vocalize yourself in abusive relationships because that can be dangerous. But there are other places you can go get resources and help for that, so that you can get out of those situations when it comes to abusive or domestic violence. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to relationships, like the sexual and the emotional relationship, and you're entangling that, try to take, as Teresa said, take a step back and look at the whole picture, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to look. You can't control anybody. Okay, we can't. No matter what we want to do, we can't control our boyfriends or our girlfriends. We can't do that. Okay, it's not healthy to try to control some person, because in doing that, you're taking away from yourself what possibilities could be, and creating a space of there's no trust in the relationship, right? So when it comes to entanglements, you really have to take up a step back, as Teresa said, and really see what part do you play. Only you, nobody
Mm-hmm.
else. Continue.
Yeah, what makes you happy
Mm-hmm.
and
What
what
makes you
brings
happy,
out the
Teresa?
best?
What's your happy place?
The beach.
How you gonna throw that out there? That's not nice.
You asked me the beach. The
I want to go to the beach so
beach.
bad. Oh, jeez.
Don't worry, you soon be, the year
Yes.
soon ending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can give you another scenario, and this one is between two individuals, and it's via a social app. So you know how we can get, when we are not told something that another person is doing, we're like, how come you never told me about that?
Mm-hmm.
And that alone can start an argument or cause someone to feel bad because of communication. You haven't communicated with them and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is Anita and Beth.
Mm-hmm.
Anita reacted to a post. Okay, let me start from the top. Beth checked her social app on her phone, checked her social app on her phone again, even though it's only been 3 minutes since her last look, but this time it paid off. Let's see. And Anita checked her post. As she tapped through the notifications and a little red heart appeared, a wave of pleasure and release swept through her body. She savored the dopamine rush for a moment until the doubt kicked in. Sure, the heart was better than a regular light, but did she just give those, give this, or did she just give those out haphazardly? In mere moments, the bliss had vanished, and Beth was scrolling through posts again. With increasing dread, she came upon a thread of comments between Anita and another young woman who Beth knew. Back and forth, the two of them had been conversing out in the public for everyone to see, adorning each other's comments with hearts and laughing emojis. Devastated, Beth slammed the phone down. Why didn't Anita respond to her post? Why did it take her so long? Involved conversation with someone else, but only the briefest of response from her. Clearly, the deep affection she felt from Anita wasn't mutual. She sank into depression that claimed the rest of her day.
Okay. So what? So pause right there. We're going to take a commercial break and come right back. I was trying to catch this before it comes up, but it came up anyways. Ran out of time. So we'll take a commercial break there, and we'll be right back with Hot Tea with Pleasure. And Teresa will continue talking about
Mm-hmm.
the scenario, and then we'll just continue the discussion. Again, entanglements, aka situationships, aka is complicated. We'll be right back.
That word situation shit out of me.
That's right. We'll be right back with more Hot
Okay,
Tea
see you
with
soon.
Pleasures.
Feel the pain, with the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss that fact, taking big swings, just hand me the bat, put me in the ring, and go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel?
My phone keeps going off over and over again. My phone just keeps going off. It's like that's my aunt in the back. She just keep buzzing me. I said, I'm recording. I'm recording. Buzzing, 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 buzzing. She wouldn't stop. It's okay. I love you, Auntie. Continue. Lord have mercy. Seniors. I'm a senior now
Ooh,
too.
soon, soon,
So soon, girl. Yeah, go on.
soon, soon we'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and from that scenario, you see, it's not. This one is more so of a friendship
Mm-hmm.
between two ladies, and it is saying something was put out there on social media.
Mm-hmm.
The one that she thought she was closer to just give her a like, and she wants to know it. She just like it because she saw it, and how they call hazard. And then the other one,
People at
she
least likes.
she
People at
ended up
least like, well, you didn't like my photo.
engaging
I guess you don't like me no
engaging
more. What about having to pick up the
exactly.
phone?
That's the same thing. She
Lord.
she ended up engaging with someone else, and she was like, wait, she didn't talk to me as long as she talked to her, but you know, some of us, I
Look
don't
at my
know if
eyes.
men get like that. Females.
Please. You got
So
issues.
yeah, that. But signs signs of entanglement. So I have a number of signs here. I'm gonna read out to you, and you can do your own little analysis to see if any of these you fall into.
Wait a minute. Before you start that, I want to talk about this whole like thing on social media, okay? Because your friend did not like your picture doesn't mean that they don't like you. Like it could be that their scheduler is busy, they really tell you in person, they're not really into social media that much. It could be any reasoning. Don't dispar your friend because they didn't like your picture or they didn't say happy birthday on the social media platform. They could have said happy birthday in the background. They might want to call
Mm-hmm.
you, they might want to leave a message on WhatsApp or whatever. Because they don't do it on a social media platform doesn't mean that they don't like you. It's okay. We you
I
know
think a
we
lot of
we get likes, we don't get likes. We don't look at the likes. We look at them, of course. We always like okay, this is a good, you use it for analysis, like this is a good particular episode, maybe we should indulge more into it and get more in depth and whatever. But at no time do we say, oh, they don't like us. Or we didn't do a good job. We believe in what we're
mm,
doing, we're passionate about what we're doing, this is one of our purposes. And so don't scold your friend for not liking your photo, please. Like, if that's your friend and the friend has always been there for you, her or him not liking your photo does not mean that all your friendship years are capiche.
I think everyone is so caught up with the whole social media
Hmm.
that that is what that has taken over the value of having
Yeah,
one-on-one conversation.
yeah. Don't don't
Mm-hmm.
don't discredit your friend because they didn't like your photo. Come on now, we could do better.
Okay.
Okay, continue.
Signs of entanglement. One or both are emotionally immature. This often is accompanied by some destructive behaviors in one's individual life.
Hmm.
So, two, the romance repeats dysfunctional patterns such as communication breakdowns, overemphasis on sex, argue, angry outbursts followed by distancing, emotional shutting down. One or both tends to feel victimized by the other, withholding the truth. And this one, obsessive need to stay connected, motivated by a fear of abandonment.
Hmm.
One or of both are not able to set boundaries. And earlier we were talking about
Hmm.
entanglement, and one of our description of entanglement is when boundaries in relationships are blurred. So here you can see the signs of entanglement. It says about not able to set boundaries.
Well, we talked about
Okay.
that last episode too, about the whole boundaries thing. I
Mm-hmm.
think that a lot of us, we tend to are afraid or uncomfortable telling a person in a very early age of any relationship that you have certain boundaries. But how is that?
Mhm.
And then when something happens that's against your boundaries, you get all bent out of shape and offended and whatever. But you've never
Yeah,
told the
you
person what your
never set them
boundaries
out there
are.
before.
Yeah, establish your boundaries from day one, so that other person knows what your boundaries are. And now, if they cross those boundaries, now you can have a situational conversation and say, like, "Excuse me, did we not talk
Hmm.
about this?" You know what I'm saying? But you cannot get upset with a person that crosses your boundaries where you have not identified what they are.
I think that ties into where the communication breakdown.
Yes.
It's a communication breakdown. Okay. The second one is withholding parts of your fear
Sorry,
or
I
driving
just
the
had a,
other
I
person
just had a
away.
memory. Sorry. No, I had I had a conversation with someone, and during an intimate moment with her partner, um, he tried
So
to
that
put,
again?
huh?
So that again?
I said during sexual, intimate time with her partner,
Uh-huh.
she told him, they're having a great time and whatever and doing their thing, and she's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, it was great, and
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of it, he tried to put his dingling, where, up her hole. And she was like,
Boundaries.
what the heck? And she's freaking out because he tried to go to the anal, right? And she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't into that. And she got all
And that
offended. She got upset. And the intimate situation going on. And he's like, what's your
mm-hmm.
problem? And they had a huge fight over anal sex when there was no conversation prior to that she wasn't into it. So if you let
Mm-hmm.
your partner know, he might not want to try it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, you get what I'm saying. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
heard that, when you just said that,
Communication.
it brought back that memory, and I couldn't help but laugh.
It's all about communication. No
Yes.
surprises, I say. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
He
withholding.
might
Well, I
still
read that
try
one.
though. Just
Withholding
saying.
parts. Sorry?
They might still try. See if you really mean it.
Withholding parts of you for fear of driving the other person away.
Mm-hmm.
Predominant sense of unsafety. Five, a lot of conflict and power struggles.
Mm.
Seeing,
Say
should I
that
read that
again.
again?
Say that
You
again.
know what it is so well. A lot of conflict and power struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling not seen or understood a lot.
Right.
More negative feelings than positive about the relationship. If for me, if you have more negative or if you have more don'ts than do's,
Mm-hmm.
you need to step back and check this out.
Amen.
Not only check this out, check if where you are is
Check
where
you
you
out.
want to be.
Yeah, check
Mm-hmm.
yourself out. Because if you are so negative about a relationship, why are you in it? Let the person
Not
go. Let
there
him
you
go.
go.
Let him go.
Free yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can't
after
even sing that song
outlining,
because he's in jail.
hmm?
You can't even sing that song with that certain person, celebrity, because he's in jail. I ain't trying to get no letters.
Those were the signs. Those were the signs of entanglement. So
Mm,
you have the romance, repeat dysfunctional patterns, which are the communication breakdown, the emotional shutting down, the
mm-hmm,
withholding of the truth, not able to set boundaries, withholding the truth, obsessive needs to stay connected, motivated by fear of abandonment,
mm-hmm,
your lot of conflict and power struggle, the negative feelings and the positive, more negative feelings and positive in your relationships,
mm-hmm,
and not feeling not seen or understood too many times.
mm-hmm.
So if there's only one thing you take away from that, take away more negative feelings than positive feelings.
Amen.
Because if you feel bad most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to go. It's time
And
to free yourself.
don't have like, oh, he's having a bad or she's having a bad week. It's time to go because 90%. it was a bad week. No, look at the full relationship. Not only that, too, look at what you're getting or what you're gaining and benefiting from the relationship, because we tend to look at the small little section of a relationship that is not
Mhm.
working anymore. And we don't look at the big picture and say, if I leave this person, how much am I losing? And it has nothing to do with finances. It has nothing to do with power or status or anything like that. It has to do with the fact of your life being satisfied. What part of this person is going to be gone from your life that does no longer meet that satisfaction? And so if you go and you break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend because you had a week of hardship, you haven't looked at the last how many years or months or whatever it was, and now you go out back out there looking around. Either you're going to end up with the same kind of person because it never ended. You never really ended that relationship.
Never
Oh,
close that.
they never closed that door. Or B, you're going to realize that it was a great relationship. It was just a bad time, and you're going to want him back or her back. And I'm going to tell you right now, the majority answer is no, because you didn't value me when you had me. So instead of going through all that,
But some people go back into relationships, so
yeah,
for
you
one reason or the other.
if you go
Sometimes
back
it
into a
works, sometimes
relationship, if you go
sometimes
back
it
in,
don't, and sometimes it's a struggle.
if you go back into a relationship where the person was your ex and you're now going back with your ex, before you even start that new relationship with him or her, you need to sit down and talk about what happened, what broke down the first part of the
Hmm.
relationship.
Bring
And then,
closure to that.
yeah, and then let the person know what your requirements are, not your expectations, because I'm telling you right now, if you expect anything from anyone, you will be disappointed, because expectations are based on your understanding
Hmm.
of whatever it is you think you want, right? And the word is want, not need. Want.
And the thing is, you have to see where you're at now,
Yes.
because
And
back
where you want
then
to
it might
go,
be a
where
year,
you want to
two
go.
years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because if you don't
and
also,
things change.
yeah, if you don't also think about where you want to be or how you want to grow or whatever, even though you accept that person back then and you explain everything, you're still going to have an
Hmm.
issue because you haven't told them what your growth path might be. Give them some
Hmm.
kind of involvement and say, you know what, I like this about you. How in Toastmasters they go three things good and three
Hmm.
things bad, and then a summary is the same thing. You talk about what didn't work for you, talk about what worked for you, and tell them what your requirements are and where you're going in your life, how you see yourself down the next 5-10 years. Yes, you cannot guarantee, but you can project what your intent is.
Hmm.
Okay, and so it gives the other person the understanding is like, can I grow with this person or not? Can I meet her or his requirements or not? And if and the requirements again is for yourself. So whatever you require of yourself, to display more about who you are, that is what you tell the other person, because you're not expecting them to do anything. Or again, expectations are, you're going to be disappointed, but you've now taught them about who you are, how you see yourself, and where you see yourself going. And that will give them a different idea, and whether or not they can meet that requirement, whether or not they have the same
Hmm.
kind of goals or path or objectives. If they
Hmm.
don't, you don't waste each other's time. Great meeting you. We could be friends or not friends.
Bye bye.
Capiche?
That's why when I opened, and what you said just now also ties in with the opening statement. When you're in a relationship, you and
Mm-hmm.
your partner are committed. You're both equal and on the same page. You're
Yep.
moving in the same direction. So if you
Mm-hmm.
and someone parted, and you rekindle that flame after 2 years, 3 years down the road,
Yeah.
it's important for you to sit down and have that discussion, bring closure to what caused you to end the relationship in the first place. Okay, that's done, that's over the way.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are now, we are moving forward. Do we have the same, are we moving in the same direction?
Yes. Exactly.
Are we
Perfect.
going towards the same goal?
Mm-hmm.
So once your energy and that person's energy, once the two of you are balanced, then the relationship can go forward. So that's what
Another
we started
entang-
with. Do you understand
and
that
that
one?
yeah, another entanglement we spoke about on one of our episodes with threesomes. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
entanglement in itself. Again, you have to establish the boundaries, you have to establish the requirements, and you have to let each other know what this is, what all of this is. Is it a relationship because you do have threesome relationships, or is it just an entanglement?
Mm-hmm. So moving
Teresa knows
on.
what we're talking about.
Of course I do. Don't you know what you're talking about, Hillary?
I
Signs of
ain't
health,
got no
signs of healthy relationships. No, we just talk about. Well, first off, we start. What is a good relationship? Then we mention the entanglements, what is characterized by,
friends.
and signs of entanglement. So now we are telling you about your healthy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the
Healthy.
part that you can listen to. You can pull from that and see,
They listen to the whole
analyze your
damn episode, girl.
relationship.
What are you talking about? There's
Huh?
one you should more listen to more.
Yeah, listen to more. This one, the healthy relationships. Both are emotionally healthy. So you and your partner emotionally healthy. You ain't got baggage coming from,
Mm-hmm.
outside noises, as they say,
Mm-hmm.
and you both lead an emotionally stable life. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Each are free to be themselves.
Yes.
You don't put on a show.
Hold on.
Free to be yourself.
Hands
Your
up.
flaws,
Wait, pause on
go
that
on.
one. Pause on that one. To be yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, especially women.
Drum roll.
Ladies, when you marry the man or in a relationship with a man, he does not have to spend 24/7 with you. Okay? He had a life or she had a life before they met you.
Before.
Before they met you, you met them with friends. Don't expect them to now cut out their friends because you're in a relationship. There needs to be a
Mm-hmm.
balance. So if they
Not only
said they want to
that,
go out with their friends one night, you don't have to have an attitude and be like, "Why? Why can I come?"
there,
Because you were
there
not
was.
part of the friend
Let's just say that
group.
there was one. There was one
You want them to have a
situation.
friend.
There was one situation where all that what you just said, and the
Mm-hmm.
person was going out, and you know what the partner did?
Mm.
She, I don't know if you could say it's insecurities or not, or it was just having a fun time,
Mm.
but he took it as a joke. So she took one of his boxers or new box, whatever, but she got one of his boxers and she got a picture printed of two of them on it. And she he put his clothes out on the bed, right? And then she took the boxer and added to it and just sit there and waited. And he was like, wait, this looks new. And when he picked it up and turned it around, he's in the picture through there. And she goes, uh-huh. But it was a joke for them. Right? So he's like,
That's funny.
anybody get any ideas? It goes, look, this belongs to me. He goes,
Yeah.
okay, let's
But
back up.
you
So,
see,
but it was funny.
it's unhealthy to have a relationship where you don't have any friends outside of the relationship because you need that break to miss each other. You know, you need that break to remain balanced in life partnerships, that's friendships, family, and whatever. So if the man, your boyfriend or girlfriend says, you know what, I can't hang out with this weekend, or you're not invited to the party, not continuously, I'm just saying in some situations, don't get offended. Go hang out with your friends. And if you got babies and you can't, I can't leave the house because I got kids or what, ask your friends to come over. They're not going to say no, people. That true friend will know that when you call like that you really need a friend, and they will find a way to be with you, whether it's a video call or it is going to be them being present in your presence. They will come to your to your call. But don't expect your partner to end all their relationships because you are now in a relationship. It's not right. You're going to end your relationship in the near future. Go on.
You end up being by yourself.
By yourself. You want to be alone? You will be.
Whoops.
Why are you jumping all over the screen, girl?
Oh, I just knocked the laptop.
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm here. Thanks. I'm here though.
Get our ratings up, Teresa. Teresa's naked. Go on.
So continue with the healthy relationships.
Yeah.
Both feel safe and relaxed around each other. both feel safe and relaxed around each other.
Yes.
That doesn't only mean that, oh, you can walk around naked in front of him or her. It doesn't only mean that. It's like when you're
You can be
coming
yourself
home.
in front of your partner. You can take your makeup off, take your wig off.
Not now, please. Not
Take your
now.
wig off. Put on that holy boxers that you like. It's so
And I
comfortable
think
to you.
you should for
You
females, you
know.
should take the wig off before things get too deep. Let him or
No, let
see
him take the wig off.
what's there.
Ew.
You know? No, don't take the wig off when you're going to get the
Why
action
not?
on.
Take
It's
everything.
like,
Do
whoa.
you remember a movie back in the day called I think it was called I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Remember that? I'm gonna get you
Mm-mm.
sucker, dirty mother. Shut your mouth. You remember? It was the
No,
Wayne.
no.
It was the Wayne's family. Damon Wayans, Keenan Ivory Wayans, Sean Wayne, all those guys.
Yeah, the Waynes. I can remember the Waynes family. I
Yeah.
can't remember that
And there
episode,
was a
that
lady. I
movie.
think her name was Marianne from In Living Color. And so he went into the bedroom with her, and she was really pretty and beautiful and everything like that. Had her hair all nice and everything,
Mhm.
nice nails and blah blah blah. And so something came off. I think she took her wig off or something like that, and she looked horrible with her wig off. She had like a bald
That's
head.
why I
She
say
had like
take
a
the
bald head
wig
with like
off
one string of
first.
hair. you know so he's like, oh dang. And she goes, what's your problem? She got so upset she started taking off everything. Took off her nails. She took off she took
Mm-hmm.
off her boobs, like took the
Her
boob padding
butt.
out, her butt,
But there was a
her
butt. Oh my
leg.
goodness.
And she started hopping around the room. It is
But
the most
no,
hilarious
you
thing.
say that. I have a friend.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about it. I haven't heard from him in such a long time, more than
Mm-hmm.
10 years. I haven't heard from him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if he's still on island.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the relationship. I don't think they call it a relationship as yet,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still early. Just they were feeling one another out. And he said this girl, nice girl, pretty, everything was, what he wanted. Because the first thing you're gonna see is the person, what you're attracted to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Went on a couple of dates, and then after that, they decide to take it a bit further. No, he said to me, she went over to his house.
Mm-hmm.
They had something to eat, basically wine and dine type of stuff. And when they're, stripping down, getting naked to do their thing, and she ripped stuff off, everything went like, and he said he didn't want to, call it embarrassment. But the way how it happened,
Yeah.
it was like, you have those Jack in the Box type of thing.
Yeah.
And when you open it, it pops up. He said everything just felt
You know what?
out like that. And he had to sit down and ask her if it was some sort of health condition
Oh dear.
because of such.
Let me ask you a question.
It was,
Let me
go
ask you a
on.
question. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that I would like a guy to answer this question. I have this question in my head because it's been in my head for a long time, okay? What happens when you meet a girl, I'm gonna keep this strictly female. You meet a girl on the road, like, or wherever, and you're looking at, she has the nice boobs and her butt looks good in her jeans and this and that and whatever. And then the first intimate night you have, she takes the boob things out and the ass is actually a padding. Like, what do you do? I would like to know what happens in that moment. Like, do they go, wait, hold on, and pause up, or does it it doesn't even matter anymore? Like, I would like to you smiling because you probably have the same question. Like, what is that? What happens? You know what I mean?
the
I am so
solution for
curious
that,
about
though.
that. Huh?
I love the beach, Hillary. You cannot hide anything at the beach.
Can't hide it.
You
Cannot
can't
hide
hide it at the beach. You
Girl.
cannot hide it at the
I just
beach.
had that question in
If
my
it's
head.
there,
It's been on my head for a long time. Like, what happens when they
if
take everything off and
like
everything comes off?
for us, our females, if you got a wig on,
Yeah.
And we go to the beach, you're gonna take the wig off, so you're gonna see what on the deer looks
The
like.
wig is okay, like because a lot of people wear wigs, and for different, like for me, I'm wearing a wig because
If you got a
my hair
fake
is
butt
my
on,
scalp is
no,
completely
I'm just
damaged.
breaking it down. If you have
Yeah.
a fake butt on, you're not gonna wear that in the sea, so
Hmm.
that comes off. Okay, when you go to the sea, you have your
No,
makeup
baby,
on because
this
it might be
this
a
can go
beach
in
day or
any
something.
this can go into any weather. Can go into the beach to see. It can be
You have a good
dyed.
time with that.
Human hair,
No, I'm
virgin hair,
saying
baby, virgin hair.
take them to the sea.
This can go in the
Take
sea.
them,
I wash it. It goes anywhere. It can wash this
take the person to the sea. The guys take the person to the sea.
to the
I like the
ocean.
beach.
But if you live in places like Canada or
You go
Central
to the pool
America,
then,
you ain't
or the
going to no
lake.
damn sea. Only sea you seeing is each other. Anyways, continue.
So that's that.
We're gonna go over our
Oh,
time, but that's
uh,
okay. Go on.
so okay, that was we did that one. The relationship has a predominance of love and affection,
Hmm.
humor, and ability to have fun together. I like that.
Oh, I love a guy who can make
Neutral,
me laugh. You make me laugh.
neutral
My headache.
desire to be together, motivate by admiration and
Hmm.
respect,
Hmm.
and not compete. I'll
Yes.
say that again. Mutual desire to be together, motivated by admiration and respect. It's not a competition.
Do not compete with your spouse unless you're in
Mm-hmm.
some kind of sports team or something. Do
Mm-hmm.
not compete with your spouse. And gentlemen, this message is for you. If your woman makes more than you do, it's okay. That means the bills are paid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go on.
And healthy sexual expressions based upon love, mutual comfort with space apart,
Hmm.
good communication. Oh God, good communication, a sense of freedom to share with,
Teresa said, "Oh God."
freedom to share what is either on either mind or heart.
Hmm.
Communicate, communicate, communicate.
Yes. You know what?
Makes it
One of the
so much
good refreshers
easier.
for your relationship is every Friday. Let's say it's Friday because Friday is normally the end of the week for everybody. End of the
Mm-hmm.
week, and yeah, the kids are around or whatever. You can spend that half an hour, even 15 minutes, lock yourself in the bedroom let the kids destroy the house, lock yourself in the bedroom if you have kids, and have at least 15 minutes of asking the person, how was your day? How was your week?
Mm-hmm.
And how is our relationship going? Is there any changes that you would like to see? How do you
That can
feel in the
even
relationship?
happen.
And
That can
then,
even happen walking around,
eh,
driving home.
yeah, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes the parents at home and one's at home, one's out or whatever, and both at work or however it doesn't matter how it is. Have at least 15-minute conversation. Hug the person, hold them, let them know that you're still there to support them, and in that moment, embrace them, like really truly embrace them, and
You
then have that situation where you decided, okay, we're going to have a date night, and choose
know,
whatever
I
schedule.
was about to say
Figure
that
out
the
that
date
date
night,
night. Not a hall pass, a date night.
date night.
Have a date night and really try to reconnect as to why you both fall in love in the
Oh gosh,
first
you're taking the
place.
words out my mouth, Hillary.
Yeah.
Midweek reconnections. If
Mm-hmm.
both of y'all are busy, or one person is busy and
Figure
the other
out.
person has
They
time,
can
but you
figure
know
out
what?
schedule.
Midweek reconnections.
And
Those
if
are
you say I
amazing.
gotta work on my car, that's the hour right there.
We working on the
Okay.
car together.
Mm-hmm. You can do what
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you. She ain't looking at your tools. She ain't looking at your other
mm,
tools.
that turns some people on, you know.
Of course,
Oh,
if a woman's really into cars or into
watching your
seeing the
partner,
man, yeah, if
watching
it's
your partner work,
mm-hmm.
whether it is book work, to watch him like, oh, he's so
Mm-hmm.
focused on this, I like that.
Yeah. And if the
Or
woman is a
oh,
woman that
he's making this thing. This went from nothing to
yeah,
something. Wow, that's
yeah.
a turn on for me.
I remember we had that show about when we talked about our five the love languages.
I love language.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
love language. That could be hers in that she likes to see the act of service and she's like, what are you doing with those plugs?
There you go, sparking. Let's
Yeah,
get the spark going.
that's right. Continue.
I'm not sure how good we are for time, but I got some others I
No,
want to
just
go
keep
through
going. We're
with
gonna
the
go over.
audience.
It's fine. Look, they gonna kick us off
Um,
already. You got 10 minutes.
good communication, a sense of freedom to share what is on either's minds and hearts. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty and openness. No, well, I often say I don't like surprises. And Hillary's like, oh, why do you like surprises? Because I don't like surprises, just that. But openness, honesty, and openness.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spring things on me. I like the honesty and openness. Let's talk about stuff and then
She say that
let
now
me
and then
make a
gets on his knees and say, "Will you marry me?"
let me just sit there. Put it to me. Let
When
me
he
make a
come and say,
decision on it.
"Will you marry me?" You be like, "Oh, don't surprise me, girl, please."
Let me say this. Put it to me. Be open and talk about it. Don't spring it
Don't
on
talk
me.
to her. Don't tell her anything. Just do
Okay?
it. Don't listen to
Moving
her.
on, Hillary and her stories of predominance of understanding one another.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Both live from a place of radical self-responsibility. Each is able to set boundaries in a way that deepens the connection.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, this is basically, you can basically take what we said from in the beginning of unhealthy. Let's scroll back up on unhealthy signs of entanglement that causes it to be unhealthy, and signs of healthy relationships. So you can have one and this is the opposite. So because from reading this, it basically tells in don't do this, do this. And it's the opposite of what of each other. So this one is good.
Mm-hmm.
Differences of or conflict are handled in a way that respects each other fully.
Okay.
So differences of conflict are handled in a way that respects each other fully. There are more positive feelings and negative feelings. Oh my goodness. More positive feelings than negative feelings in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So if your positives are high and your negatives are low, you're on the right track. I like that.
I always tell people, when you want to make any decision in life, when it comes, whether a relationship or whatever, write down your pros and cons. And if your pros outweigh your cons, it's a yes. If vice versa, it's a no. But be real and truthful when you're writing that pro and cons list. Nobody around you, just you. So just write it down, be honest with yourself, and you will see clearly what your decision really is. Because we tend to go against our actual instincts a lot. And instincts are really great alarm clock that allow or red flag to tell you whether something is good or bad. Yeah.
I like that. So if there's nothing what would you take away from here, Hillary?
Look at me. That's what I'm gonna take away.
I'm here. I'm all good. Because
My takeaway.
I'm working with the laptop. If I tilt it, you miss my head. If I go back,
it makes you naked and our ratings go up.
Yeah. No, I'm not naked. Yeah, naked and ratings go up.
We're gonna hashtag naked in there, and maybe we'll get more
Teresa's here doing
subscribers.
a podcast, and all she has is a necklace on. And
That's right.
Glasses.
And her glasses.
Let's go and
Keeping
see.
it raw and lubricated, baby. What I might take away from this is when it comes to entanglement, you have the ability to determine whether or not you want to be in an entangled relationship. And when it comes to the side of domestic violence, you might not have the strength to leave, but have the strength to reach out for resources and create a plan of being in a safe place. But we're going to go back over to more of the more sexual, intimate relationships. Create boundaries. Know what your boundaries are. Inform the other partner what the boundaries are. Have requirements of yourself and determine those requirements. And if you want people to have similar or same understanding and respect for your requirements around you, then you can create a healthy relationship in anything or any place. That's what my takeaway is.
Good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
She likes me.
So we're coming to a close in our discussion. We are grateful and we thank you all for signing in, giving your feedback.
Like, comment, and
You know,
subscribe, baby.
we will hear some feedback from this episode. And coming up, our next episode is fetishism. That's the next episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know, we tend
Fetish.
to say
What's are your
what
fetishes, baby? I saw one guy lick a car one time, and he was going to have sex with a car by having
or
sex
what
through the exhaust pipe.
or what now.
You heard me.
Okay, our next podcast is fetishism, and
It's a fetish. What
we
do you
will
want me
do
to
some
do?
research and bring some stuff to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that with our episodes, one ties into the other.
Yes.
So we're on to something good. We start with, the way how we have them laid out. We go through our episode and go, well, this one we're gonna have this time, and then automatically when you're tuned in to doing stuff and you love what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
you can see the passion comes out of it.
The passion, pattern, and purpose, baby.
Mm-hmm.
PPP. That's what I go by.
Yeah, the male abuse one, we had a good feedback from that, and people sought out help after that.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I've actually had
if we reach one person,
I
that
had a
is great.
conversation yesterday. One lady had
Oh,
saw the show,
lovely.
yeah, and she said, "Thank you for that," because her son, he goes through. He has, he's questioning who he is as an individual because based on society, he's too feminine, right? And
Mhm.
she said, I let him watch the show with me to let him realize that it is okay to show emotion as a man. You're being human, and there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. If you're sad, you can cry. It is nothing wrong with that because women cry when they're sad or angry or happy or whatever. We cry, but as soon as a man does it, all of a sudden they're equating him or identifying him with feminine acts, feminine. Oh God, can't even say the word. Feminine, characteristics, and it's not true. You're an individual, you're a human being, you have emotions, you want to express those emotions. Go right ahead and do that. Do not allow people around you to determine what you are, who you are. You know who you are, and if you don't know, you will find out as time go on. Do not allow anyone to say that you are indifferent because of your emotional displays. And that goes out to the men out there and the boys out there and the teen boys out there, and the youngsters. Do not think that you cannot be human. Yeah, we cannot be human. Wait, she gave me the single of 2 minutes, girl. Shut up. So that's what she was. Get off the phone. Get off the microphone. But that's my takeaway from that. Yeah, we really have to drive that home. But anyways, go on.
Okay, if you have any topics you would like us to do some research on to bring to you to discuss, it can
Yes.
be anything along with abuse, anything about sex.
Anything.
We are here. We are open to those topics that we can do some research and discussion, because Hot Tea with Pleasure is not only about what we are bringing to you, it's what you want us to bring to you.
And it's not always about
Okay,
sex.
so
Although we're very open about that, it's not always about
yes,
sex.
we do keep it raw and real to
That's
lubricate your life.
yeah. We
So
lubricate your entire life, everything between, on top, and under. You know what? All right, Teresa. That's it for me here in Ontario,
from
Canada,
me
girl.
here in beautiful Island of Barbados and
Hillary
Hillary
in Ontario,
there
Canada.
in Ontario, Canada.
Hmm.
We will see you next Saturday,
Next Saturday.
same time. Tune in,
Tune in.
like, comment, and subscribe.
Always. All right.
You're right on time.
Yes. Okay. Bye, Teresa.
Bye.
Oh. You know
Music?
me. I always forget to put. I always forget to play the music out. Teresa's looking at me. When are you gonna play the music out, though? I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play. Hold on. There we go. All right, bye. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact.